Okay, the reason why I am doing this video is because the education department has directed that all the schools should take online classes, because taking usual classes in the school is not possible because of the outbreak of coronavirus. I think you are aware of this fact. All right, so uh, I'll be taking online classes, okay, till the school resumes. So today let's start with the first lesson in the book Flamingo. Okay, we will start with Flamingo first, and the name of the lesson, the first lesson, is called The Last Lesson. Okay, all right. So what is it all about? What is the story all about? Basically, this story talks about the importance of time, and secondly, it also talks about the importance of language, our mother language. All right. So what happens is that at the starting of the story, there is a small boy called French, and one day when he was going to the school, in fact in the morning he does not want to go to the school because his teacher had given him a homework, but he did not learn anything, he did not study, okay, he did not do his homework. So and that is the reason why he was not willing to go to the school, because his teacher, he had a teacher called Hamel, who was a very strict teacher, and because of the fear towards his teacher, he did not want to go to the school. And the other reason why he does not want to go to the school is because that particular day was very bright and sunny, and he thought maybe in such a beautiful day I should rather go and go to the riverside and have a small swimming, or I should go to the forest and enjoy myself. Okay, but later on we come to know that he resisted all his temptation and slowly he walks towards the school. Okay, and as he was walking in the road, he comes across a bulletin board, okay, which was located beside the town hall. So he saw that many people had assembled in front of the notice board to read the news, and the book says that all the bad news had come from that particular notice board for 2 years. Okay, so which means that French had been hearing all the bad news, especially bad news refers to the losing of the war. So to give you all a small background of the story, there is a place called Prussia, okay, which Prussia means a small area which encompasses, or which where countries like Austria and Germany are included. Okay, so in Prussia, when we say Prussia, we say that Prussia consists of small countries like Austria and Germany. So Prussia was having a war with France. Okay, and unfortunately France was slowly losing many places, especially places like Alsace, Laurel. Okay, these are the places which are mentioned in the book. So France was losing the war slowly, and Prussia or Germany was winning the war. So in that scenario, what happens is that the notice board was giving all the information about the war that was lost by France. So now, after French reached the school, he saw that the school environment was totally different. It was not the environment that he usually saw. Okay, because when he usually went to the school, he saw that there was very many noise from the students. Okay, students would run here and there, and there were other noises that he could hear. Okay, but that particular day, when French reached the school, he saw that the school was very silent. In fact, it was as silent as Sunday morning. So what happens when we go to the school on Sunday morning? The school is usually very silent, and he could not hear any noises, and when he went to the class, from the window he saw that his teacher M. Hamill was already inside the class and he was about to take the class. So now French was very afraid because M. Hamill was very strict teacher. So he walked, he opened the door of the classroom and he walked inside. He thought that he would get a nice beating, nice slap from the teacher. But surprisingly, he saw that the teacher had become very kind that day. And kindly, M. Hamill said, "French, go to your desk." So very quickly he went to his desk, okay, and later on when he turned around, he saw that many people of the village had come to that particular classroom. So we could see a list of surprising things, and one more surprising things French noticed on that day was that his teacher M. Hamill was wearing a special uniform, a special dress, okay, a dress which he would usually wear in the when there was special occasion in the school. And later on, French knew the reason, okay, why the village people had come there, why M. Hamill was wearing that special dress, why the class was very silent on that day, okay, and that reason was because French had lost the war and Germany, in fact, the capital of Germany, Berlin, had given a notice, okay, telling that from tomorrow onwards, all the schools in France was not allowed to teach French language. Why had Germany issued that particular notice? Why had they banned taking French classes? Because the reason is because our mother tongue, okay, language, when we talk about language is not only about study, okay. When we study language, we also come to know many things about our tradition and culture and our identity, isn't it? When we do not follow our culture, when we do not follow our tradition, we lose our identity. It is just like a tree which does not have a root, isn't it? What happens to a tree when it does not have a root? Gradually it will die, isn't it? So that is the reason why Germany had issued that order, and that is the reason why M. Hamill was very sad on that day, okay. And later on, the author says that the reason why France, or the student of France was very much weak in the studies, they were not serious about their culture, they were not serious about their tradition, is because they never did their work on time. They always had the habit of postponing the things, okay. They postponing tomorrow I will do this, tomorrow I will learn, tomorrow I will study, tomorrow I will do my homework tomorrow, just like we do, isn't it? Just like the student of our school also does, isn't it? So the French students, they were not serious in their studies, they were not serious in their culture, to learn something about their culture and tradition, all right. And the other group of people who were responsible for the bad performance of the students were the teachers, because the teacher also, sometimes when they did not feel like taking their class, they used to give the students holiday, okay. Or M. Hamill himself, when he was quite bored taking the class, he used to take all the students for gardening and watering the plants. So M. Hamill was also a person who was supposed to be blamed, right? And the other group of people who were supposed to be blamed were the parents, because most of the parents in France, they did not give much importance to their studies, to their children's studies. They thought that it is better to go to the factories and earn something rather than going to the school. So the three group of people who were supposed to be blamed were the students, and number two the teachers, and number three the parents, all right. So Now there is a very important line in the textbook which says that if we hold on to our culture and our language, it is just like holding a key to a prison, which means that if we learn our language, if we never leave our language, if we never forget our tradition, culture, no matter, even if we are in a prison, we can always be free, because since we follow our culture and tradition, we will never lose our identity. Okay, so once we lose our identity as a human being, we are like a dead tree. All right, the example that I gave you, it is just like a tree without a root, isn't it? So, and later on, M. Hamill wanted to say something to the students, but he could not because he was too much emotional, because tomorrow he had to leave the place and he had to run away to other places. And at the end of the story, we come to know that Anne Hamill could not say anything to the students. Okay, and the reason why the village people had come there is because they wanted to give a farewell. They wanted to bid farewell to the French teacher, Anne Hamill, because since he was a teacher teaching their own language, so they had come to say goodbye to and they had come to thank M. Hamill. And later on, at the end of the story, we come to know that M. Hamill could not say anything. He was too emotional. He could not say anything to the students. And instead of saying something, he just wrote something on the blackboard. Okay? And what he wrote on the blackboard was Vive la France, which means long live France. So with this we come to the end of the story. So now to talk about the theme of the story, what we can say is that this particular lesson talks about the importance of time. Why? Because if only the students had done their homework, they had learned their lesson on time, okay, they did not have to be poor in their studies, isn't it? Now, since it was the last day, French wanted to read everything. He wanted to know so many things about French language, but he could not because he did not pay attention from the beginning, no? So that is why he could not improve in his French language. He had no idea about what French language was all about. He did not have any idea about the grammar, all right, or about anything that was related with French language. So the other important thing is the lesson talks about the importance of language. We should never forget our language, because language carries culture, it also carries tradition, all right? So if we forget our culture and if we forget our tradition, we lose our identity, all right? So man without an identity is just like a tree without a root. Okay, ultimately what will happen to the tree, which if it does not have a root, it will gradually die, isn't it? So basically it talks about the importance of time and the importance of language. So you can go through the story once again, all right? And I have given you the link of the lesson where you can get all the meaning of the difficult words, and next time maybe I'll be giving you some of the questions, all right? So try answering the questions, okay? And if there is any problem, if there is any passage that you have not understood, you can just quote, you can just write the name of the paragraph, and I will do the explanation in my next video, all right? Okay, till then we will meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe and do your homework.